Hi, my name is Lidia Kniaź-Hunek and I'll be presenting the paper titled Music Video as a Tool for Political Resistance, Janelle Monáe Within and Beyond Trump's America. By all means, music can function as a tool for political and social commentary, yet it is the song lyrics rather than a composition or an accompanying video that contributes to creating memorable protest music to the largest extent. I argue, however, that contemporary music videos can also function as protest music videos since they can modulate and expand the meaning of the song with political overtones. It is possible to identify the markers of a distinctive aesthetic style present in a growing number of contemporary music videos, including Miguel's Told You So, Katy Perry's Chained to the Rhythm, and Beyoncé's Formation, namely the aesthetics of protest. When paired with Afrofuturism and Afrocyberpunk, the aesthetics of protest becomes an extremely powerful tool of political resistance, which has been employed and developed by several artists associated with Black futurity. The presentation aims to analyze selected elements of Janelle Monáe's work in the context of political resistance. The artist associated with Afrofuturist aesthetics engages in multiple forms of political artivism while exploring various science-fictional tropes. Her latest album, titled Dirty Computer 2018, in particular resonates with the United States socio-political climate and the ways in which people of color and the LGBTQI+ community are oppressed by the state, particularly during the 2016-2020 Trump administration. Janelle Monáe is an American singer, songwriter, rapper, record producer, activist, artivist, and actor. She's primarily noteworthy for her Afrofuturistic concept albums and accompanying music videos / emotion pictures, in which she explores the figure of an android to represent the oppressed other. She first entered the music scene with her self-financed demo album, The Audition, from 2003, although it was not until Metropolis, the Chase Suite, a EP from 2007 dropped that she gained increased public recognition. Inspired by Fritz Lang and Thea von Harbough's 1927 film Metropolis, introduces Monáe's alter ego Cindy Mayweather, an android rebel from the future who figures prominently throughout her work. Mayweather and the surrounding narrative infuses both Monáe's debut full-length album, The Art Android Suites 2 and 3 from 2010, and highly acclaimed The Electric Lady Suites 4 and 5 from 2013, the latter featuring guest appearances by her mentor Prince, as well as Erykah Badu, Solange Knowles, Miguel mentioned earlier, and Esperanza Spalding. Dirty Computer 2018, both the LP and the visual emotion picture, envisions a cyberpunk reality in which individuals are oppressed by the police state for being different, for being dirty computers, which is coded as non-compliant according to a set of heteronormative and white sociopolitical structures. Dirty Computer earned Monáe 2 nominations at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. In 2020, she released Turntables, a music video / emotion picture, as a part of the Amazon Studios voter registration campaign. I'm going to talk about that song and the music video later on. Monáe incorporates science fictionality as its storytelling mode across all what she calls her spaceships, her concept albums, her songs, emotion pictures, and music videos, stage performances, as well as fashion. This allows her to express her views on current social and political matters. As a daughter of a janitor mother and a truck driver father from Kansas, Monáe might be regarded as a spokesperson of the underprivileged, queer, working-class people of color. While presidencies are almost always reflected in song lyrics by American artists of so-called urban genres and urban music groups such as Public Enemy, Grandmaster Flash, and Kendrick Lamar, it is Janelle Monáe who married the lyrics with the accompanying music videos and enriched both with the futuristic value. It is important to note that Janelle Monáe's mentor has been one of the most iconic contemporary R&B and soul and pop artist named Prince. Although Prince is not usually considered a political artist in the traditional sense, although his views on various matters and gender bending stage persona are still considered controversial to many, throughout his career he included elements of political activism in the lyrics of his songs. For instance, after Ronald Reagan's inauguration, Prince released Ronnie Talk to Russia for the album Controversy, a song that Rolling Stone called, quote, hastily blurted plea to Reagan to seek disarmament, end of quote. The Purple Prophet has also continuously addressed the issue of police brutality and its relation to race. On Prince's final album, 2015 Hit and Run Phase 2, released a few months before his untimely death, we find the song written in response to the death of Baltimore's Freddie Gray, who died in police custody in April of that same year, sparking widespread protests in the city. Baltimore is a seemingly upbeat song that belies its dark subject matter, and that's the quote. Does anybody here pray for Michael Brown and Freddie Gray? Peace is more than the absence of war. Janelle Monáe, a child of Reagan era herself, as she was born in 1985, has not referred to that president in any of her songs yet. However, another conservative leader, President George W. Bush Jr., is the addressee of her song titled Mr. President, included on her first mini-album. She sings, "Hey, Mr. President, tomorrow I'm paying my rent. My fuel's running low and I've got places to go. Quit slowing me down. Can we talk about the education of our children? A book is worth more than a bomb any day. And remember, I'm married to Africa. Who will bring the cure before it's too late? Please, Mr. President, where's all the money you spent?" In the song, Monáe alludes to the financial crisis from 2007 and 8, which led to the highest gas prices reaching over $4. The recession caused demand for energy to shrink and high gas prices. The fact that Monáe's alter ego from the album Cindy Mayweather is an android is also meaningful when we talk about the fuel, of course. She needs fuel and energy to operate, just like all of us do. She also mentions the availability of food for her fellow androids, which may again be an allusion to so-called food deserts of America. In the line, "Please, Mr. President, where's all the money you spent?" she refers to the fact that during the administration, the national debt increased to 93%. When the presidency started, it was 5.77 trillion, and when it ended, it was $11.1 trillion. During the presidency of the following Republican leader, Donald Trump, Monáe has dropped her most influential album to date, Dirty Computer 2018. In this visual album, being a short film bringing different music videos and merging them into one coherent story, she states, "They started calling us computers. People began vanishing, and the cleaning began. You were dirty if you looked different. You were dirty if you refused to live the way they dictated. You were dirty if you showed any form of opposition at all." End of quote. In Dirty Computer, Monáe develops the character of Jane 57821, who is considered a dirty computer due to her refusal to conform to the policies established by the oppressive state, which, among other sins, finds its manifestation in her relationship with both the male character Che, Jason Aaron, and the female character Zan, played by Tessa Thompson. As Dirty Computer and her wider body of work demonstrates, a major theme in Monáe's work is forbidden love, either between two races, with androids representing the other, or genders. Jane is having an intimate relationship with both a man and a woman. A theme that has taken on a greater resonance since Monáe revealed in 2018 that she identified as pansexual. Nevertheless, J57821 is required to have all of her memory erased, which is an essential part of becoming clean, as punishment for her transgression, setting up the context for the individual music videos that were released to help promote the LP, including Django Jane, Pink, Crazy Classic Life, and Screwed, as well as Prince-inflected Make Me Feel. Unlike the Cindy Mayweather series that preceded it, however, Dirty Computer is likely to imagine Monáe's true self in the future as the protagonist Jane 57821 is a modification of her real name, Janelle. Given her worry that certain groups might continue to be oppressed in the future, particularly in the totalitarian society portrayed in Dirty Computer, Janelle Monáe may be regarded as a valuable contributor not only to the framework of Afrofuturism, but also Black queer cyberpunk. As a pansexual spokesperson celebrating diverse sexualities, Monáe embraces the label freak that she has been called, and her refusal to perform her socially ascribed gender role is manifested through her fashion choices, as she routinely wears black and white tuxedos, as well as the pompadour hair as signature hairstyle. Her attires are very political, frequently future-oriented, gender-made, or unisex, with a classic twist alluding to the fashion of Jim Crow era. Monáe pays homage to her working class roots by donning uniforms. They may be regarded as her own way of imagining or regaining control over her body and proving that uniforms, traditionally associated with depriving a person of their individuality, can function as a tool for self-expression, particularly when Monáe pairs fashion with her dance abilities, skills that are deployed as a disruptive tool to the oppressive systems that constrain dirty computers of the world. As the hacker of female fashion, whose resistance is in part focused on the power of dance to destabilize heteronormative structures, Janelle states and reorganizes her body and its meaning and acquires multiple forms or polyforms, not only as an artist but also as a queer Black woman in the contemporary United States. Where multiple speculative narratives imagine a colorblind vision of the future, Monáe envisions the world inhabited by non-white and non-binary individuals who continue to be stigmatized in the future. In this fashion, Monáe never fails to reflect a science fiction true essence, which is its potential to portray the contemporary political climate. Dirty Computer in particular resonates with the United States socio-political climate and the ways in which people of color and the LGBTQI+ community are oppressed by the state, particularly during the 2016-2020 Trump administration, which I've mentioned before. In one of her songs from the album Dirty Computer, she raps, "100 men telling me cover up my areolas while they're blocking equal pay, sipping on their Coca-Colas. Fake news, fake boobs, fake food. What's real? Still in the Matrix, eating all the blue pills. The devil met with Russia and they just made a deal. Who was marching through the streets, they were blocking every bill." End of quote. During his presidency, Donald Trump has halted an Obama-era equal pay initiative that required large companies to report how much they pay employees by race and gender. He's also known for drinking a dozen Cokes a day. The rest of the verse makes various references to him. The final song, which I'll be talking about today, is Janelle Monáe's Turntables and its music video, which was released a couple of months ago. The song was initially written for the new Amazon Studios documentary All In, The Fight for Democracy. The music video shows the devastating footage of racial oppression and police brutality and protest for justice before it transforms into an emotional display of Black strength, excellence, prominence, and achievement. I'm not going to read the whole fragment from her song, but we can pause the video and read the whole verse. In an interview for Entertainment, Monáe said, quote, "We're in the middle of a revolution, right? What's a revolution without a song and a song without a revolution? Tables are turning. Music speaks to everyone and of course has a huge influence in the way we think, things we do, and how we move. Lyrics to our favorite songs replay in our heads, and I hope my words stick the ears that listen to it." End of quote. In closing, Janelle Monáe is an outstanding concept and transmedia artist, developing not only the aesthetics of protest in the world of music, but also the roster of non-binary individuals of color in speculative media. She makes her audience aware that neither race nor sexuality nor gender are topics which can be avoided when exploring the broad contours of not only science fiction, but also science fiction culture. Her artistic activity, coupled with auditory imagery and thematic preoccupations, enriches science fiction in general and cyberpunk in particular with her perspectives on feminism, race, queerness, and politics. With her science fiction-inspired music videos and motion pictures imagine the future through a black cultural lens, Monáe is not only the key figure in Afrofuturist media, but a true revolutionary within and beyond the world of music industry, who knows that, borrowing the catchphrase from Grandmaster Flash mentioned earlier, both science fiction and music have always been political. Thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation.